Hello, this is the Linux Gamer, and today I'm going to talk about how to play Windows-only Steam games on Linux, or by extension Mac. Well, not by extension, but you know what I mean. So, it's pretty simple. There are some games on Steam that are only available for Windows, or sometimes this one's also available for Mac, but as you can see, the install button is grayed out because I do not have a Windows or Mac computer, because Windows and Mac are terrible operating systems compared to Linux. I'm sorry, but it's just true. Anyway, this is pretty simple. You just have to force the use of a specific Steam Play compatibility tool and then select one. I usually go with Proton since it seems to work better for me than the Steam Linux runtime, and boom, now you can hit install. Now you will go to downloading and see it has to download Proton. And then it can download this. Which, yes, I do play that on occasion. And it actually works really well. I mean, it's a multiplayer internet game, and it works just fine under Proton, which is a Steam modification for Wine, which is a backronym for Wine. It's not an emulator. It's a compatibility layer application that allows you to run basically any Windows application on Linux. It's actually got near native performance because it's a compatibility layer, not an emulator, as the name suggests. It does sometimes for things like Terraria, which was actually quite a popular game to play through Wine before it got a native Linux version. It would need you to install libraries like for Terraria.net and Microsoft XNA, but point is it was possible. And just a bonus fact, you can actually do this for games that do run natively on Linux, like KSP. Like if for some reason I wanted to play KSP Windows Edition, I could check this box. I don't want to play KSP Windows Edition though, because the 64-bit version of KSP has always worked better on Linux, I think. It certainly existed on Linux before Windows. It was more stable in the past. I think they're pretty close now, but point is, there's literally no reason to play the Windows version of KSP when you could play the Linux one. Anyway, let's just launch this to show it works. Yes, it will warn you that you are using Steam Play compatibility tool. And you see, this time it has to do the first time setup because, well, this is my first time using Proton on this particular installation, because I have this weird habit of killing my Linux installations after a period of time and reinstalling, sometimes for update purposes, sometimes just because I'm dissatisfied. It depends. Like recently I switched from Cinnamon to XFCE because Cinnamon was getting a little resource intensive. Mostly it was Chrome's fault, as you will notice. I switched to Vivaldi, which is a different Chromium-based browser. And yeah, this last step takes a while since it has to install DirectX, which is a little bigger than the other libraries it had to install, but oh, there we go. And yeah, it pops up. So, as you can tell, you can play your Windows-only games on Steam with Proton, or if you want the Linux, or the Windows, I forgot what it's called, the Steam runtime thing, but I would recommend Proton over that. Anyway, thank you for watching. Goodbye.